You see him? Says Folka. Bolvik stands motionless far up on the hill, clearly watching the caravan. Now I know how it feels for all those poor bastards who saw us coming. Hard to know what he's thinking at this point, says Ollie. Expecting us to do what he'd do, or the opposite, or expecting that we'd expect him to. Spar pipes up. Know what I'd do? Cook some food. Sleep. Bet he won't see that coming. Ollie scoffs. You're just tired of walking, old man. Polka blinks. Spar might be right. We'll make it look suspicious enough to throw him off, and everyone rests before Ridgehorn. No lookout. Or no lookout. Forgot I'm not Alette. You ask as you prepare the campfire. Folka shakes her head. That's what makes it look like a trick. But do whatever you like. I won't stop you. Alright, so we can stop them from setting up camp at all and just go for it. We can blindside him by setting up camp. Or we can stay up and watch all night. I've been trusting Folka's judgment because I want her to... First of all, she's probably more experienced at some of the stuff. Actually, not necessarily, because I am playing as Ivor, not Alette right now. Although I, as the player, am not necessarily mega experienced. They specifically know this guy, and they're trying to subvert or screw around with what he might do. But how do you, like, surprise someone by resting? Huh. Meanwhile, they're like, no lookout. That's what makes it look like a track. She's saying that the lack of lookout makes it look like a trap, right? Not the existence of a lookout? Because if there was a lookout, that would just be the normal way that we camp, wouldn't it be? These scenarios. In any scenario, in all fiction and real life and everything, where it's just like infinite levels of second guessing, you're like, but well, that's what he expects me to do, so what if I do the opposite of that? But what if he's expecting the opposite and it's just like an infinite loop? I've been up for doing whatever she wants to do until now. Now I'm starting to think that somebody might die as a result. This very much seems like a choice where something gets someone killed. Admittedly, not the cast of characters I'm most attached to, and if they die via their own plan, I don't know if they're going to be that mad at me. Well, but they'll be dead, but I mean, like, that's like, I'm not sure how heavy the regret will be, or blame will be. I'm gonna keep letting Folka do what she wants to do. But this might be the moment where it backfires, and that'll change my future decisions, perhaps. Let's settle in and with the rest of the ravens and sleep. This could go so bad. You put your trust in Folka's hands and lay on the hard ground. Time passes slowly. Soft crunching catches your attention. You swear under your breath, grabbing your axe, but your hand finds empty air. In a panic, you jump to your feet and scan the ground. No axe. Crunching gets louder, turns into thumping. Tree branches abandoned, cradled, bundles of snow. Is this a dream? Like a blood moon, Bellower suddenly... Yes, it's a dream. Bellower suddenly storms out of the darkness in gleaming red armor. There is your missing axe. Jetting from a bleeding bundle in his arms, the ground shakes from his roar. Yeah, that's very much a nightmare. The moment that Bellower is there, you know that it can't be real. For asleep, Ivor? Alfred asks. She crouches over the fire, her strange shape fluttering in the firelight. The campsite is still, aside from the gentle crackle of firewood. Did we make it? Just dreams. Some people think dreams are omens. Those people are idiots, but they can certainly be a fine distraction from our troubles. Not my sort of distraction. I'm sorry if I dredged up old memories. Come on. I'm sorry if I dredged up old memories at the Godstone, so to speak. There's more to that story. Would you like me to tell you? I think you should. You've heard one half already. How the Valka came forth during the Second Great War with fire and fury to push the sculptors to extinction. She gestures theatrically. So I've heard. Perception. Paint themselves the heroes. What the Valka really did was make their foes a promise. Abandon the war and they'll share secret knowledge. The Valka taught them to write, taught the stone singers to weave. And for the first time, the sculptors learned how to make more sculptors to thrive. They kept their end of the bargain and remained hidden, at least until recently. How do you know this? They have their own history and carvings. I've read it on great black stones in their dark home, as their trusted guest. What I don't understand is why you trust these Valka. You stare into the fire, it shows you old shapes. When you speak, it's almost as if to yourself. When I killed Reyes, when I returned to my kind with her head. Ingvar, they chanted. None had slain asunder before. They wanted to make me the king's kender. I couldn't. They haunted me, Bellower and Reyes, and that damn child, every night like tonight. Maybe it sounds like nothing to have bad dreams, but it rubs you raw. It gets in your bones. So I left the Varl. I found a small town of men, where nobody knew who I was. Nobody called me Ingvar. Ivor never had dreams like that in Skoker. So that's why you agreed to come with Juno and Ivan. The truth is, Juno didn't ask me to join them. I asked her. Flames continued to dance hypnotically. On that bridge in Einartoft, I stood before Bellower. I could have moved, but I just held up my shield and waited for the end. What's that? Ivor? The name snaps you out of your trance. You stand and stretch your legs. Your axe is where you left it, and the ravens are beginning to stir in their tents. It's nothing. Wait, what? Wait. What? There's no option, right? No. That was a moment where I kind of wanted to replay the dialogue and double check it to see if I misinterpreted something. Did he just wake up at the end of that conversation? Wait, but that could go either way. Either he dreamed that entire conversation and it didn't actually happen, even though it featured information from her, which is confusing. Or... Okay, so, okay, no, I'm caught up. I see what's happening. So we had that conversation in Ivor's dream, but it was a real conversation. Like, she came into Ivor's dream and they communed in there, and then he woke up. That's why it was so disorienting and confusing in its order of events. Because that's, yeah, she's a weaver. They do things like that, mind control and stuff like that. That, just threw me for a loop. Oh yeah, you can hide that. It almost makes sense to hide it because of how little this information matters overall. Once your ration cease to be a thing and your map becomes nonsensical because it's all a giant blob of nonsense and so on. And this is just the menu you normally open with escape. It's fine being there though. Pharisee tosses in his sleep until he finally huffs and gives up. He sees you're almost awake. You're also awake, and comes to sit nearby. Trouble? I don't know how these damned ravens do it. I just can't pass out at a moment's notice. Are you not one of the ravens? I can see how you might get that impression. I joined Bolverk at Borsgard because the Volca asked me to. And when that went wrong, I got roped into this like everyone else. Percy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. Juno and Ivan asked for you personally. Let's not turn this into something bigger than it is. I do work for money. The menders pay well. I've got some history with them. That's it. Alfred had something interesting to say about that. She said you tried to kill her when she was training to be a mender. Gods, did I? I've tried to kill so many menders. That came out wrong. The Volca have a pretty rigorous final test for new candidates. It involves some stabbing and some shouting. You know, to make sure the menders can do what they need to do under stress and pain. So they get some scary-looking Varl, me, to play the kidnapping brigand and rough him up. They don't all make it back. It's not just roughing them up then. Still feel bad for one poor kid. Can't remember his name. Some backwoods farm boy. Not too bright. I thought for sure he had no chance. He almost made it. Almost. But anyway, Alfred was one of those kids. I've been doing this longer than I thought. Hope she doesn't hold a grudge. Percy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. So you work for yourself. Never could get into that our bones the hills stuff like the rest of you. Why should I care about the dredge or dying in battle? I'd rather have the means to do what I want, live comfortably, eat well. That's not going great for you right now. Turns out there's a lot of men out there thrilled to hire a Varl for some blood work, so I thought I'd do that for a little while. Now it's a lifetime later, and I never got rich from it. Spent my whole life chasing work while others profited. One time I traveled with a prince and his tax collector. Thought that was going to be my big payday. People just handed their money over, piled it right into a huge cart because we told them they had to. Practically robbery. Yeah. Eventually the cart fell over a cliff and exploded into a shower of gold coins, never to be seen again. I've never shed a tear over killing a man. But that? I cried like a lost baby bird. It happened pretty damn close to this very spot now that I think about it. Can't leave this darkness though. Probably all twisted up and dark as dog turds down now anyway. Maybe there's a moral there, but I'm not digging for it. Percy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. What do you think about this job? You mean the Volca? You'd be a fool to trust them. I've done some questionable stuff on their behalf, let me tell you. And if you mean saving the world, couldn't care less. What has the world ever done for me? These days, I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. There's still the tiniest sparkle of hope that I might profit from this somehow. Pretty bleak way to live. Nothing left to lose. Nothing but sleep, anyway. Sit quietly until the others wake up. You keep the rest of your thoughts to yourself. It'd be an awkward silence if you weren't both Varl. Looks like it's time to get going. You know, Ivor. You can tell he's debating whether to get something off his chest. When I worked for the Volca, one of the jobs they paid me to do was to find you. You'd gone into hiding, and they wanted to know where. Do I dare ask why? Truth is, I don't know why. I don't ask questions. But I never found you. I have a feeling if I had, things would have ended differently between us. So I'm glad I never sniffed around any small towns like Skoger, for example. Percy leaves with a pat on the shoulder, and you realize you've never mentioned Skoger to him. Oh. Well. Plot twist, so he did find us and just pretended he didn't find us. That's a thing. Are we in desperate need of resting right now? Kind of. 3 days of resting, though. I don't know about that. I think I'm just gonna have Sigbjorn sit things out. I have a decent enough party of characters I can make it work generally. Someone might be like, I already know how it works, and you know, of course you can rest, and there's no cost at all. But like in universe, it makes no sense to rest here for 3 days. That'd be bizarre. Even if they let you mechanically, that'd be, and there's no consequences for it. That would still be like, I'd feel weird about doing that. Admittedly, there was that one. It kind of depends on how much respect I have for the story, I'll admit. There was that one part where... that chapter 13, the infamous chapter of Final Fantasy 15. There was that part where you're on your own, and the villain's taunting you infinitely, and it clearly seems to be a sequence that takes place over the course of, like, maybe an hour. And I kept resting over and over again, despite the fact that the game constantly seems to imply that whenever you rest, like 8+ hours pass. And so I just kept resting over and over again, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck, I'll rest all I want. And like in some games where it's just a dungeon crawler and it's just mechanics and it's just whatever, I will totally just plop down and rest on a regular basis if that's a built-in mechanic that heals your whole party up and everything like that. I think, I forget the name of the game, but I played a game like that on this channel. A few of them, maybe. But then when I'm playing something like D&D, like, yes, technically I could recover my spells and my druid if I went for a nice long rest in the middle of this dungeon and just hoped things worked out. Maybe locked up or something. But oftentimes it just doesn't fit the story situation to just sleep, even if the DM may or may not let you get away with it. So in many cases I avoid those kinds of things at great cost to myself. And this is kind of one of those things, like, we had our rest. Frankly, the game should have counted the game should have counted that as some rest towards my injured characters, because I did just do story resting, so that's a little confusing. But generally speaking, I will not force weird time skip rests into a story that I'm like involved in and care more about or whatever, I guess is the way to put it. Survivor's title is maxed out, right? There's a new heroic title available. No, there's not, game. This character can't progress anymore. Stop telling me that he can. Don't lie to me. Kiwi, how's your title doing? You're maxed out. I could level you up. You have the kills for it. Definitely tempting to just keep making you scarier. Oh, you can level up. Let's level up our lower level characters. Try to get them to 10. More exertion would be nice. This is the one where you get a chance to regen willpower every turn. That's just good for a character that has willpower-based abilities. I'm gonna keep building up his pile and go for that. One more kill and he can get level 10, then he can get his title. No, title's level 11, isn't it? Eevee's ready to level again. That just gives him more talent points, which admittedly can be good, especially if I go for the ones that make him even harder to damage. Yeah, that chance to avoid armor attacks. Let's do it. Max out that crit chance. Get that armor evasion. 37 out of 30. God damn, yeah, he's just ready to keep leveling for a while, basically. Barcy. You are ready to promote. That pretty much gets us down to the last bit. More willpower is always good. Did I max out? Yeah, I already maxed out your crit chance. I think I'll go for willpower, because that just gives him a big old pool to use, especially now that we're in the part of the game where we don't have the war horn, which really helps. You're using the +1 strength item. Do you qualify for something really cool yet? That's just +1 will, and then stuff will for re-resting. 3 will and 1 armor for resting is not terrible, but I don't do a lot of resting. I'm aware of that. Yeah, I guess we'll stick with the strength. I mean, a flat bonus to stats is not something to throw aside. There goes all my points. Off we go. We're close. I can see the tower just over this ridge. That means Bolverk's close too. Thanks for killing the morale. We just rested to get that back, and you're just... screw that. Bolverk is just ahead, Juno says, and the caravan slows. He is patient, with dangerous allies. I believe he intends to stop us from entering Ridgehorn. I will lead Bolverk away, Juno says. Ivan looks blankly into the distance as though he already knew what was coming, but Juno continues. The rest of you will wait for my return within Ridgehorn. I'm going with you. You won't. You are the one who must stay with Ivan, Juno says. Folka steps forward. I don't trust you. And even if I did, you can't handle Bolverk on your own. We split the caravan. She volunteers herself, Ollie, and Spar, who give each other dubious looks. Folka adds, I don't take orders, remember? Agree with Folka's plan. Folka hasn't been wrong about Bolverk yet, you say, suddenly feeling Juno's gaze weigh heavily, then lift. As you say, she replies. Prepare quickly, she tells Folka. The rest of the caravan cautiously approaches Ridgehorn, Ivan carrying the light. Fresh footprints trail off into the snow, following Juno's diversion. The way appears clear. Oh boy, we're splitting the party. We split the party in the other chapter, and now we're splitting the party in this chapter. Goody, goody, goody. So we just lost all of the ravens, more or less? Or a lot of the ravens.
I've been told this is where they found Juno the first time. Now they say it's the entrance to another world. How far had she already come just to fall here?
The strange magic, so these weird things. Ridgehorn. This brings back some memories. None of them good. I take it that this music isn't this like a distorted version of the old themes? That's the theme, that's what the feeling I got from the title screen. There's a theme that played on the title screen in the first two games. I think it was the same theme. Kind of familiar, burned into my brain at this point. And then a song plays in the title screen of this game, and it just sounds horrible and warped and distorted and weird and focusless, and like it's just a soundscape instead of a theme. And then eventually, when you listen long enough, you kind of hear the horn come in from the original theme, but different. And it kind of starts to resemble what you remember it being. And I'm like, oh, this is like the struggle part. It reminds me of the Searching for Hope song I used during Surge and a few other things. Was a song by a band by Down at the Gallows that was led by made by a friend of mine, and like it's just this progressive song that's like clean and orderly, and then it has this chaotic, weird, non-musical noise part that's like the storm, basically, the conflict, the climax, and then after that it comes back and it's super simple, and then it rebuilds into something different and beautiful and new. It's not like what it was before, but it's a recovery from the storm in the middle, and it's all in one song. It's like it's a really cool idea in general, and I kind of get that storm feeling from the weird themes we've been getting in the title screen, and like the kind of like lack of notable rhythm or lack of notable motifs, I guess, in the themes we hear when we walk around in the void and stuff like that. Ivan curses when he sees the rubble around Ridgehorn's tower. The trembles caused by the serpent must have caused many structures to topple here. Ivan exclaims, there should be a doorway leading to... Give me some time, he says, running off towards the base of the tower. You can see him waving his Valka's staff, heaving enormous chunks of rock aside through sheer willpower. Little help? shouts Valgard, drawing your attention back to the fort's courtyard. Bulwark is nowhere in sight, but his warped allies didn't miss you slipping over the bridge. Time for fighting. And also discovering who my party... Oh. Wow. Wow. Okay, so my... So this is good news, which is why it's bad news. So this is my entire party is actually unaffected by the split. My go-to group. I'm missing Ivan, but that's not from the split. That's from the fact that he's doing the other thing right now in the background. But that just means that, like, if I have to play as the other half of that split later, then I'm gonna be like, oh no, this party, what will I do? And there's gonna be some casualties. There's gonna be some bad times. Apostate, what do you do again? This thing just attacks a dredge, which if there isn't a dredge, then what good is that? I don't want to blow up my dredges. And this one's neat, but a lot of strength at the cost of a lot of armor, and I'm a little afraid of doing that at times. The disease strike might be valuable because it does create a thing that passes through everybody if they're a sufficiently dense storm. And he is a 12-15, not to be ignored that he's just he has a decently high strength value I can kind of work with. All these damn humans always have much crappier numbers by comparison, so maybe I'll bring him for that reason. Back has a decent number. Yeah. Let's give the apostate a chance again. Now my party is 2 dredge, 1 weaver, and 3... I'm sorry, 2 dredge, 2 varl, I mean. 3 dredge and 1 weaver. Chaos ensues. Castaway doesn't have an item, and I just remembered to check. Finally. Congrats, me. Hey, you want an armor per turn, I guess? Someone needs to use it, right? The other guy's using the rest for willpower thing. That's not incredible. We don't have that many items, especially until people get to high enough levels where they can use the cooler ones. 1 armor to return to adjacent allies. You might qualify for something better now that you're a higher level. Like any of these. Bonus strength damage when stationary, 3 will, 1 will per turn, 1 break, 2 to will talents. 1 will to all allies is standing within 2 tiles of an ally who delivers a killing blow. Ooh. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Knockback on high strength. That's also pretty cool. 1 will and 1 will per turn. That's probably better than this guy who has 1 break, I guess. Admittedly, he does do strength damage while he does do attacks while stationary because he's the tank character, so it might be really strong. But that's a knockback. That's pretty good. That might be more fun to put on a Tempest character though, because they do the wibbly spins. Whereas you've got the stuff that defends your stuff. I do like strength resist, but maybe I should switch over to knockback and 1 will per turn, so that Ivor can just keep spamming his will. I'm gonna throw these in. I want that horn. Come on, equip it. There we go. I want that horn in play, because I need things that regenerate party will. I don't know if the problem is I don't know if it counts for him. Does it only happen if it's just an ally and not him himself? Because that's not amazing. Like, it might be better for someone like Alfred, but they can't use it yet because it's such a high level item. Is the issue. Barcy, you might qualify for something cooler now. Now that other people have stepped off. 1 armor to return to adjacent allies. Is there a better option for that? Could be a fun reason to position the apostate in certain ways. But Barcy is big, so the adjacent allies thing's also pretty big. That strength resist, though. I'll give him the strength resist item. I think the apostate can have the other one. Give those allies armor. A lot of will. could be useful for you, but you got the one that gives you bonus will and some regen. Yeah, that's pretty good. Huh. I think I'm happy with this. Let's see how it goes. Howdy, folks. By the way, if you've noticed that the episode structures are completely crazy and nonsensical, it's because I'm really struggling to figure out how to balance the episode lengths of this series. Because oftentimes, there'll be like a half an hour where there's no fights, or I'll start a fight like 25 minutes into an episode and then suddenly I'm like, well, shit, like I gotta show the fight, right? Or do I cut the episode between the waves of the fight, or do I show the entire fight in one thing? I've been often opting towards showing everything in one episode, but then sometimes I'll also cut it so it's like 30 minutes of dialogue and no fighting, and it'll stop right before a fight, and that might be something that people aren't psyched about too. But I'm like, I can't make these episodes infinitely long. Like, I have to make X number of episodes per day or the schedule doesn't work. So like, I'm like, I keep trending towards longer episodes, but it's playing havoc. Like, I'm saying this because I just had that thought process, because I'm like, oh, the recording's at about 30 minutes. Do I cut it now, or do I include the fight? So I'm including the fight because it's weird to cut it right there. But if I ever have or continue to cut it right there in other episodes, it's definitely because like I'm like I need to make videos. These bastards. All right. That's the one that dread that stopped. These ones sap from people. This one is just a bear, basically. Whoa, 2021, 1521. Fuck you. What? No, these are really no. Why are they so strong? I guess they're vicious warped bears. Jesus, they're so strong. At least the warped bears don't have the power of my bear, in that they don't. I don't have to attack their armor first, but you functionally might have to at that point. Jesus, this would have been a good time to have our friend around, you know, Ivan, to regenerate armor. She can regenerate some health for people, but there's no armor regen in this party, and these guys are all. There's no weak ones really. Their weakest unit has 10 strength. There's 4 units that have 21 strength. That's like the scariest numbers I've ever seen. And it's still 6 on 6. Oh my god. No likey. I think we should go to one side and focus fire some of them down as fast as we can, with the hopes of making some quick progress. Let's see, do all the big guys go first? Thank you. We go over by 1. If I line you up, she can dash forward to attack him, but then not actually engage in combat because of the way that she dashes back when she does stuff. Okay. That's not lining up, is it? I think he's perfectly lined up with Bercy right now. Alright, so then I'll just rearrange these two. Oops. It's fine. We'll see how this goes, huh? Oh. If I'd been over by 1, Ivor could have gotten the attack in. Shit. Maybe I wait for them to come. But they can totally reach us. But the rest can't. The rest move slower. Maybe I intentionally take a step back. Let him come to me. Might be valid. How soon is his turn? It's after all three of the front people go. We'll see about this. Shit. Can you reach her? Oh. Alright, that's not really what I was hoping would happen here. Shit, she has 1 strength. Alright. That's what I get, I guess. Not going great. Alright. I'm gonna take a step back for the sake of my own survivability here. It begins, I guess. I want to try to funnel them if I can. It's so many people to try to get past. You can't reach me over there. Just going for raw armor break. There we go. There we go. And now he's poisoned. If we're lucky, that might spread to someone. So either can take him out now, or we can go after other people. But their armor's actually so high that I can't do it even as Ivor. God damn, man. I could do 6 armor break as Ivor, but it's not great. I should probably move forward just because of the fact that, like, my issue right now is that if I go after this guy, I'll be in Bercy's way. Because I could take him out, but then Bercy will have to go around Ivor to get to anybody else. They'll be blocking his path, so we'd have to go through the corpse, basically. A little jump, gun shy about charging forward. There's gonna be one bear that gets an attack in. Is it this one in front of me? It is. If I take enough of his strength off... only a 90% chance. If I take enough of his strength off, then his strength is at least weaker than my armor. Or I could do 5 break right here. I think I get 6 break like this, though. I'm most spooked about his armor. His strength, I mean. Oh, well now I'm out of range. How convenient. Now kill this guy. Or not. Almost kill this guy. Well, now he's weak at least. Oh, don't do this to me. We're not done yet. It was already a scary fight already. I don't need surprises. That's super not what I need right now. No. I'd have to use all my AP to block that bear from progressing forward. And then other bears just come in anyway. There you go. You suck now. Enjoy. An archer? Man. I love getting attacked by units that didn't exist a moment ago, and I don't get a turn between when they spawn and when I get attacked, so I just get blindsided by bad news. I can heal you. There you go. Enjoy. You have hit points now. And he died of poison. What has happened? No! Wait, no. Screw you. I'm standing here. You can't come here. Let's not do this again. Okay, they're all okay. Now the fight makes more sense. I get all of those units back afterwards. Okay. Well, now I have 10 units. Which is good bad news. The good news is I have 10 units now. The bad news is I have 10 units now in turn order, which means now all those people affect my turns because they're all weaker. Oh no. I feel like they're just gonna get mauled by a bear immediately. I guess she can help because she's hard to kill. But everyone else I'm just kind of concerned about. You. I don't like how you're like my neighbor right now. What do you mean I can't attack him? Attack that guy. Fuck you, attack that guy. Oh, he has a minimum range, doesn't he? I can't attack somebody that's that close to me, I bet. Yeah, it becomes a 1 when I go over there. That makes some sense. I do kind of want to summon my summons, but I also don't want this guy to kill my characters, which is going to be a little hard because he's just going to kill my healer right now. No, he's not. That was a surprise. He didn't just kill my healer. Did the game just give me mercy because they knew they're basically cheating by just surprise spawning units in the middle of a fight? All right. Run through's the weird one. Break damage. Then you go. Then hit the target from behind. If the enemies were in a row, I could keep going even. Let's get started here. And do run through. That's not... Okay, that's not incredible break damage. I probably could have just gone for break damage instead. Probably should have gone with that. Oh, you're a weird one. Okay. Every strength the enemy has over the ally gives 1 strength damage. If I give that to you, don't you gain... That's a 14 difference, so don't you gain 7 strength? Taking you to a very large number of strength. That might be worth doing. Or I could just push... Oh, that bear is coming next. Okay, well I don't want you to kill my character, so... I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna taunt you. Insult you. I don't want you to immediately kill Juno. So please don't kill Juno immediately. I think I'm basically just going in for a hit. Dude has so much armor, none of us can do anything about it, but maybe the delayed turn will make up for it. How's this guy doing? He's actually doing pretty well for considering his heavy amount of attacks happening on him at the moment. Let's see. Confuse is interesting. I can do something with confuse. I'm gonna hide behind other characters. Yay! Yeah, if they're gonna start giving me enemies that are this strong, I got a lot more value for confuse all of a sudden. Did he just killed his own unit? He just killed his own unit. Maybe using my strategy or counteracting my strategy of tending to leave those kinds of units alive because they're kind of a problem. Let's see. I don't really have wounded dredge to explode except my own allies. Let's not do that. I can chop this guy up. Come on, just stand diagonally for my guys. It'd be nice and convenient. Spar's already half dead. What a strong unit. All I can really do is target one dude. They have so much. Is the game crashing on me? Uh-oh. Banner Saga, you okay? No. Why? No. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for it to respond. We'll see if it recovers. Hey, it's back. Okay. That took less time than... Okay, cool. I was really concerned. I'm like, please don't just randomly crash right now. You save so infrequently, Banner Saga. This game is not XCOM. It does not save. Like, I think XCOM autosaves every time you do any action. Whereas at any time, if you Alt F4 out of Banner Saga, you'll generally lose an hour of progress, which is good if you're trying to undo choices, I guess, or something. But, or combat. But yeah, whereas XCOM saves every single turn, I believe, so if you leave the game, it's like, we know where you were. Which is handy if it crashes, but not so handy if you're trying to, basically cheat. Let's see, I'm gonna head over towards these guys, because they could use a tanky character, I think. If I'm not crazy about using up that much willpower. Let's see. Let's chop away at his armor. I want to walk, oopsie. I want to walk sideways, then here, to avoid the bad. Because bad is bad. The Bearsee's abilities, once again, are... Sundering Impact. Added strength and armor damage, but like how much? Strength damage plus one. Yeah, I want more break overall. So let's go all in on break. We need to be able to get past their armor to even do our turn. Alright, well at least they're not destroying my healer that's very vulnerable back there. Hey Kiwi, you can hurt that guy more? And we'll do that. There we go. And he's next, so how convenient. Hey you. How's strength values doing? Really? I think the only harmed person in my entire team is Spar? Everyone else is just taking armor damage, which is great news, because I was really worried about how much strength these guys had, and that threat's diminishing. It was 4 tough enemies, now it's like 2 tough enemies. We have a 17 and a 20. Aside from that, the threats are mostly gone. But that 20 is getting a turn next. Ooh, that 20 is getting a turn next. He's gonna destroy Spar, probably. If I'm lucky, I'll attack Folka, who could take it. Because Folka has almost 30 hit points. Let's see, I can't really heal anyone right now. I could do Ride the Lightning from a great distance, which is rather applicable here, except I can't go through enemies, right? Like, I can't go through my allies, and they're in the way of that one. That guy has so few damage points that it's kind of handy to let him live. In fact, he just poisoned that guy, so thanks for that. And you're a melee only character with spear range, but still melee only. And you can't use your ability Strength of Will on yourself? Nope. Damn it. I'll go over here, I'll test whether or not you can go through your allies, but I doubt it. And then I'll just skip my turn, I guess? You can go through your allies, but I'm too far away. Damn it. Alright, well. At least she'll still be alive to heal people next turn. Locally. Not these guys, they're too far away. Wow, these guys really do just melt during this fight. It's a bad time. Hey, you. Cut it out. All right, so now they're crappy and weak too. That's good. Oli, you're having a bad time and you're warping. I can do run through. It's not the best. I almost have a chance to run through 2 people over here, but they're not lined up right. It's not the best. Can't really do much strength damage here. I could do more shield damage right here. Probably could have moved first. I don't know, blocking Spar seems kind of like a good idea, though. No, I mean blocking Juno, not Spar. Spar's just kind of hanging out. See. That still applies. The sheer amount of extra... The sheer disparity of strength still applies here. I think I'll do a tale worth telling on Juno. She could do some serious damage to that guy. Why? Spar had such a life worth living. We're not done yet. Apparently. Jeez. Alright. I mean, at least these guys continue to, you know, flood out the moves of the others. Who gets hit if I do this? Juno does too. That's not great. But you blocked me, and so I kind of have to hit you now. Cut it out. I can do some damage here. Is that all I have? Oh, she only has one exertion. There we go. That's more damage than she's supposed to be able to do. They're all standing in a line. Why can't you guys stand diagonally from each other conveniently for no reason? It'd work out so nicely for me. I would do so much damage to either of these when I kind of don't want to damage either of them. I want to hit that guy, but I can't reach that far? No. Just gonna wait. They're spreading the plague amongst them, so they're all dying slowly each turn, which is good for me. Ooh, it's Tempest time. It's Tempest time. And fachoom. God damn, that was some damage. And they're covered in bad now. Oh, he seems to be displeased with me. Is he mad that I melted his party? Because, you know, kind of asked for it at that point. We're still that bad, huh? Alright, I'll keep melting his armor. Kiwi at least will be able to do some damage, hopefully. Oh, yeah. So you had a bad day. How'd that work out for you? Okay, so every threat is gone, basically. This guy's... Okay, yeah. 9, 3, 2, 3, 8. Okay, that went so much better than I thought it would. Didn't get my lightning chance. I almost took it. My chance to use lightning was over here when they were all... There was 3 of them. There was a few of them lined up, and I was thinking of sacrificing Spar to get the lightning started. But it was going to hit Juno. So I wanted to move her first, but I couldn't do that. The timing didn't work out for that one. Or in part, the fact that lightning was going to hit the bear meant that it was going to reduce the power of tale worth telling. And I wanted to use that too. So I was a little torn. They don't have strength damage for me to heal. I guess I can slowly start walking over to the other side of the party. If nothing else, I can line up like a... I don't really even have a charge attack to use. Yeah. Let's keep her from being injured. I'll use Ride the Lightning if the opportunity presents itself. You got me. Rude. Well, fine. Oh, no willpower. No. I was going to use a barbed stone this turn, given the situation. All right. Time to start cutting people down. Man, you're still alive. Your primary attribute is how you're still alive, you surprisingly are. Which is very surprising. Having a bad day. The best you have to go on is shield wall, really? Can I just cast this on myself? Bonus damage. Let's give you a shot. Wow. This is the second attack, huh? Alright. There's not a lot left to you. Alright, then he's next, and he'll probably kill one of us. And he's one of the tougher enemies. Let's go with delaying his action. No, not my guy. Stand diagonally from one of your guys. Dang it. Give you one simple instruction. We're out of willpower already. These humans are so feeble. I probably should have... I mean, I guess Ivor could pretty much take care of that guy at this point. Wait. Can I make you attack the bear? No willpower. Shit. I guess we'll just go for it a little bit. That willpower drains fast. I should have left the... Why did I stay in there? I was thinking of it as something that it affects you when you walk into it, but of course standing in it would also affect you. I don't know why I was acting otherwise. Howdy. That was a trick. You tricked me. Get out of there. Stop that. It spawned directly... The icon spawned directly on top of the enemy's icon. I mean, where I would click to use him, I mean, you're the bigger threat to the party, so I guess I'll get you. Get out of here. Is it pillage time? Yes, it is. Bear sea. Sea bear. Go. Hey, whole party survived, I think. Even the humans, who are so hard to keep alive. You did it. Foe is lying dead at your feet, something, something. It's gone now. Yeah. Did it.